Well, how do you celebrate your victories? How do you celebrate good news? Well, I guess for the Spartans are well known, they celebrate by burning couches. Eagles fans, children, shut your ears on this one. Because the Eagles fan, when they won the Super Bowl last week, on YouTube, they eat horse poop. Can you believe it? They eat it. That's how much they are so excited about winning the Super Bowl. I was teasing one of my friends in Philadelphia, calling them up, "Hey, you guys are crazy out there. You eat horse poop?" Well, the Wolverines, when we win, we just pray the rosary. Anyway, today is World Marriage Day, and I'd like to address married couples because your vocation is much more needed today. The whole world, our children, they need to experience love in a very special way, unconditional love. And it is through the sacrament of marriage that you couples live out your vocation day in and day out. And for you to still be together today, that's a powerful witness of your love for each other, your faith that has brought you together, your faith in God and your faith and trust in one another. But it's interesting when we look at the World Marriage Day today, we find our readings with leprosy. See, what is the connection here? In the time of Jesus, leprosy was seen to be a contagious disease that's always referred to as people who have leprosy. They are like the walking dead. They are always looked upon as people who are dead. And nobody wants to relate with them. So they are isolated from their families, they are isolated from their community, and they are isolated from God. And that's worse. So today in the gospel we find this leper breaking the rules. What they should not do is encounter any other person. Here, he broke the rule and came before Jesus, knelt on his knees and pleaded for healing. And Jesus did what was not supposed to be done. He touched the leper, took him in his arms, healed him, and told him to go and show yourself to the priest so that he can be restored back into the community. So he was cured of his leprosy, he was restored of his relationship with his family, with his community, and God touched him. Three important things that happened to this leper. And that's the amazing story of married couples. That you have your own leprosies in your relationship. Things that may have caused isolation. Things that may have caused separation at times. hurts. Maybe you've said things that you should never have said, and you regret it. But somehow, by the grace of God, your love for each other has withstood all the trials, all that life throws at you. And you are still one today because you believe in one another, you believe in God, and you believe in your love for each other. And throughout these years, you have mended those relationships, you have restored hurt relationships with one another, and because of your faith, you have remained strong. You have remained strong till today. And that's the power of God's love. You are a symbol of God's amazing, unconditional love to the world. And we thank you for that witness. Some questions that we need to ponder upon today. How can I be more aware of doing everything in my life? You know, what kind of leprosy do I bear? Where do I need healing? Are there wounded areas of my marriage that can be healed? What areas of my sexuality need healing? Do I need to ask for or grant forgiveness to my spouse? These are some of the questions that couples may need to ponder about to strengthen your love relationship. Because as the U.S. bishops said in their document on the World Marriage Day, today the truth about marriage is a lifelong union of one man and one woman. It's not always popular in our contemporary community, but it needs courageous witnesses whose faith is stronger than public opinion. Your courageous witness to continue to witness to this love that you have for one another is healing for your family, is healing for our society, for our world, and it restores your relationship with God. This is what happens when you are faithful to each other as a married couple. You bring healing to our nation. You restore relationships, and you deepen our relationship with God. And that is why for you couples, it's your prayer life together. It's the grace of the sacraments, the Eucharist, the sacrament of reconciliation that continues to bring that healing into your love relationship. Through the Eucharist, you renew that relationship with Jesus, with God, every time. And that is what we need today. For those of you in my age group, we used to write letters. And at the end of the letter, we used to write this AMDG. Do you remember that? AMDG. Was that? Ad majorem Dei Gloriam. Yeah. Ad majorem Dei Gloriam. Do all for the greater glory of God. That's what St. Paul reminds us today. AMDG. All for the greater glory of God. Whether you eat, you drink, whatever you do everything for the glory of God. And that is the message that St. Paul reminds the people of Corinth, and for us to live that every day of our life. And for you couples, whatever you do, do together for the glory, greater glory of God. And when you do those things for the greater glory of God, you renew your relationship, you bring healing to broken hearts, and you restore relationship with God. And that's the amazing thing about the sacrament of marriage. So we thank you for your courageous witness, and we pray that you may continue to be that powerful witness of God's love to the world. God bless you all.